Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we get a full MLB card. We get 2 games in the NHL, 2 games in the NBA. I've already moved on one NHL game. I have full intentions on moving on the other as well. And actually, I with the other game that I haven't bet yet. I feel like you can wait a little bit because I have a feeling we might have a little bit of a opportunity to fade the injury report on that one there. We'll get into that in a little bit. And we get 2 games in the NBA, and then we get a full baseball card. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. Overall, not a good day for me. It would have been better if I could have gotten the Avalanche to win, or that first 5 under to hit with Colorado and San Fran, which was 0-0 heading into the 4th inning, then 8 runs in the 4th. So that was fun. But looking over yesterday, Seattle, Minnesota, under 3.5, first 5, loser. The Arizona, Cincinnati, first 5 under 4.5 was a winner. San Fran, Colorado, first 5 under 5, loser. Carolina, first period puck line was a winner. Full game -1 was a loser. After winning the first period puck line, I could really care less about the full game -1. I did cash, because now my Rangers to win the series is up 3-1 or 3-0. My bad. And then Cleveland, first 5 under 4.5 was a winner. St. Louis, Milwaukee, first 5 under 4.5 was a loser. Colorado Avalanche. Money line was a loser. Team total over 3 was a push. So there was that. And one thing I kind of wanted to touch on here, Tim, is I said this heading into the playoffs, and looking, I saw a tweet earlier this morning that made me think exactly the exact same thing. And I'm going to continue to say this. The Carolina Hurricanes are the Buffalo Bills of the NHL. They are good enough to have a really good regular season, win a playoff round or 2, but they're not going all the way. And this tweet right here tells me everything I need to know. Since 2019, their playoff window. In 2019, they got swept by Boston in the 3rd round, the conference finals. The year after that, they lose 4-1 to Boston in the 1st round. Year after that, they lose 4-1 to Tampa in the 2nd round. Year after that, they lose in round 2, 4-3 to the Rangers in the 2nd round. Last year, 4-0 sweep against the Florida Panthers in the conference finals. And this year, they're down 3-0 to the Rangers. And even though they've knocked this team out 3 of the 5 years, I think the Islanders have a better 5-year playoff stretch than the Hurricanes have had, because they've actually won a game in the 3rd round. So, yeah, this Carolina Hurricanes team, I kept saying it every single year. This is a team that can make the playoffs. This is a team that can win a round. They're not a team that's going to win the East, and they're not a team that's going to win the Cup. And people have got to stop believing in this team. This core is not good enough. Their goaltending is not good enough. And we saw it again last night. They can't score in the playoffs. They're a slightly better Leafs right now. That's all they are. So, Now, I had the -1 with the Hurricanes last night. I cashed the first period. I had no problem losing the full game after winning the first period, because I had no problem seeing that team lose. So yeah. Overall, not a great night last night, but hopefully today will be better.
It was a very light day on the site. We only had 4 plays up because somebody forgot to put up hockey, which ended up working out because both your plays were lost anyway. We went 1-3 on the site. We went 1-3 on the site. We doubled up with Seattle and the under, and then it finished 11-1 Minnesota. Was not fun. And then I split out on on NBA. I had the Cleveland Cavaliers plus 13.5. They won by 24. I'm going to repeat that one more time. They won by 24 in Boston.
Miami Heat won in Boston too by double digits as well. Not 24, but they won by double digits in Boston as well.
Yeah, that was a very convincing win last night. Oklahoma City falls short to Dallas, so slightly down day, but very impressive by Cleveland. Love to see it back to Cleveland tied 1-1. I would love to see if it's 2-2 heading back to Boston. I think I'm happy. And I will be on Cleveland again in their next game, which is tomorrow. Right? They play tomorrow. They will be a 8.5-point home favorite. Yeah, I'll be signed up for. I'll be signed up for Oklahoma City tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. On the scroller, Georgia money line in baseball. They won last night, and Mr. What's his name again?
Condon.
Charlie Condon has now gotten the NCAA record for single season home runs with the current bats that they're using, the BB cores, because there's players that had 40 plus, but they were using -5 bats that are way bigger for power. So
those are like little league bats.
Those are like
the drop 5s. Those are little league bats.
Yeah. So since they went to, I think they're using drop 3s or evens. Since they went to the BB cores, he now has the record for home runs, and Georgia crushed them last night. Last time I checked, it was like 14-3. So it was an absolute blowout in South Carolina. Oh wow, it actually was. Wow, it ended up finishing 14-10. Wow, that game got a lot closer than I thought it would. Freaking ad. It got okay. I saw 12-4 at one point, and then it got as close as 14-10. But nice winner with Georgia last night. I'll have a bigger college baseball card today because there's a lot of college baseball going down. By the way, Nick, if you want to know a little bit of ECU clinching scenarios, sweep Tulane. Sweep Tulane. Get the number 1 seed in the American. That's all you got to know. But Nick, if you want to go to the chat.
Trade day. Yeah, and it starts with trade day.
And it starts with trade day today. Nick, if you want to go to the chat, I'm going to quickly get my college baseball plays good to go, and then we'll be good to go, Nick.
Yeah. Let's get it here. Rangers and Cavs money line. Great night. Cavs money line. Holy shit.
I didn't have the balls to do it. It was like what, 600? Yeah. I wish I did it, but at the same time, if I would have been pissed if they lost by like 2, and I would have gotten nothing out of it. So, big props to you, dude.
Yeah. Morning, my brothers. In chat, let's get this weekend started off right. Let's do it. Sam Bennett's back. That is big news for the Florida Panthers, and we'll get into that when we get into that Panthers game. He is a playoff hockey player, Sam Bennett, and he's somebody I love to have back in the lineup, especially with the momentum they have coming in off of that big win in Game 2. I tried to tell you New York Rangers would win. Hey, I still split out with Carolina and profited because I had the first period puck line at plus 155. I have the Rangers to win the series. It was just that was one of my situational spots where I backed teams down 2-0 heading home in the playoff series. For me, then that's just the way I go. And I don't win them all, but I like that I got at least the first period out of it. What's good, Fernando? Morning, Dad. Morning. NBA makes no sense. We can all agree on that. I mean, yeah, I guess. Rupe Hintz, 1 goal, 3 assists. That was really annoying as the Avalanche lose. Sweet Berry Wine. All right, picks from Dave. Morning. Nathan. Got pissed on yesterday and lit PM fire by the books yesterday. That's almost English. Why are the Knicks plus 240? They're on the road. This is a desperate Pacers team and no OG Anunoby.
Okay.
I think Anunoby might be out for the rest. And and that's really impacted the betting lines because not only this, I believe that line opened up at a 4.5. It's up to a 7.5 now. Not only that, the line for the Pacers to win the series went from plus like 530 to 290. It plummeted. Yeah. Brewers without a doubt. There you go. Smacked the bookies with a nice live 3-legger. Cavs at halftime, plus 105. White Sox under 5.5. And Mavs plus 150. There you go. I was looking Mavs. Is Silvos better than Skinner? No. He hasn't proven it to me yet. We haven't seen enough of him yet, so I don't know yet. Had Royals and Hurricanes and Cavs minus 2.5. Ouch on the Hurricanes there. But let's get into it here. We have the first game of the card. We have the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. The Panthers, $1.25 road favorites with a total of 5.5 in this game. As I get up the line history in this one and I get up the cash flow, I should really have this stuff up and ready to go when I what do you call it? There we go. Because especially with the line history page, it takes a little bit of time to load. There we go. The line opened up at a 113 for Florida. It's up to a 121, so we do have an 8-cent line movement towards the Panthers here. Line opened up at a 5.5 at plus 104. It's now a 5.5 at plus 102. As we have 52% of tickets, 65% cash coming in on Boston, and the line moving towards Florida. 80% of the tickets and 76% of the cash coming in on the over in this game as well. As was mentioned, Sam Reinhart back in the lineup here for the Florida Panthers. That is a very good positive because I think he had a couple of points in the first 2 games against Tampa before getting hurt. So I expect Bennett to be – I don't know, where would Bennett slide back into? Because they really mixed up their lines the last game because they have Tarasenko on the top line now. I think they would probably put Bennett up in I did not mean to click that. Probably the second line center spot with Lundell, and maybe you move Lundell down where Stenlin is. Because you have Barkov, Reinhart, and Tarasenko on the top line now. Hopefully Kachuk, Bennett, and Verhaeghe on the second line. I am on Florida at minus 125. I think Florida takes a grip of this series and kind of just uses the momentum from last game. And usually I would like to back the team that got their ass whooped in the previous game. But this is not one of those situations for me. And for me, also, Florida was a much better road team than they were a home team this year. They were a team that looked really good on the road, and you got good prices backing them up on the road this year. And I think minus 120 for them is a steal in this game. So I'm on the Panthers here, minus 1. I got 125 last night. I like Florida in this spot.
This has just been a back and forth series so far, and I think this is a lot closer of a series than people think. I actually kind of lean Boston. I think Boston makes it out of the series, to be honest. I was looking at it earlier, and this is a Boston team that's really good at home. And this kind of feels similar to when you were getting plus money on the Rangers at home. Feels disrespectful. Because I kind of view you can kind of view these two series the same way. Florida only beat Boston by what? A point? 2 points?
Yep.
And now they're minus 125 favorites or minus 120 favorites on the road. I don't see it. I'm kind of leaning Boston in this game, get the job done in game 3. And maybe it goes back to Florida 2-2 or something like that. This is a series I'm gonna have going 7. Because I think Boston has a real chance at winning the series in general. So I'm leaning Boston in this game. We'll see from there.
Fair. I disagree, but it is what it is.
Back to the chat.
Hurricanes caused me emotional damage last night. All I did was sit and laugh at the Hurricanes. It was fun. It was fun to sit and laugh at them. I hate that team so much. Under 5.5. I could see it under in this game, especially after the first 2 games go over. Here's where you can compare it to the other series. First 2 games went over between Carolina and New York, and we saw a 3-2 game last night. I think we could see the same there, where this is a 3-2 type of win potentially, and the road team wins 3-2. So, yeah. Panthers money line and a parlay. You don't even need to parlay it. -120, -125. You can play that straight. Kachuk over 3.5 goals and 3.5 shots and a goal on Florida money line. +450. Kachuk better show up after last game. That was incredibly frustrating because I had his point in a couple things, and they scored 6 goals in that game, and Kachuk got no points. So that was fun. Bruins smashed just like they did in the regular season. I disagree. I don't think this Bruins team is as good as previous Bruins teams. I just don't. I like Florida as well. Nick may stay out because the Bruins are backs against the wall. Sorry about the last damn auto card. You're all good. No, but no. I mean, both these teams back. I mean, there's nobody's backs up against the wall. It's 1-1. Please explain to me how Boston's back is not up against the wall and the Panthers isn't. Bruins win 4-2, has the advantage of the home ice first. The Panthers are such a good road team, though. And they would beat good teams on the road all year long. What do we throw in this 25% Fanatics boost on? I probably will use the Panthers. I'll probably use the Panthers for that. Boston and OKC both go down at home last night. Slight upsets. I guess we'll just see one sweep in the semifinals, and that's the Nuggets, who will be down 3 tonight. Indy and Minnesota for Marcos. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button. People, show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Tim, you know the rest of the saying, my dog.
Yeah, the Nuggets are dead. Congrats on your Wolves bet.
There you go. I thought it was 2-0 Panthers. Haven't been following closely. Sorry, you're all good. I would have been on the Bruins if it was 2-0 Panthers. You giving me the plus? You give me plus money on the Bruins. Swayman in goal. Can't pass that up. Oh yeah, totally. And one thing that really was a positive thing that I was able to see last game from the Panthers that makes me really like them today. There's a couple things they didn't do in game 1 that they finally did in game 2. Get to Jeremy Swayman and get a power play goal. Once you get this Florida Panthers power play going, good luck. Good luck. We have the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vancouver Canucks. We have the Oilers -120 favorites, total of 6 in this game. Line opened up at a 130. It's down to a 121. Line opened up at a 6 at -125. It's a 6 at -119. And the line has dropped, but I feel like we know why. Because yesterday during morning skate, 29 was not on the ice. So Leon Draisaitl's status for this game is up in the air. He is day to day. So that's something you got to keep an eye out for. I'm going to bet the Oilers in this game, but here's how I'm going to approach it: is I'm going to wait and see if Draisaitl's out, because it's either I want the Draisaitl news regardless, because it's either Draisaitl is out and I get a better line on the Oilers, or Draisaitl's in and I'll pay an extra couple cents to know Draisaitl's in. So I'm going to be on the Oilers in this game. In this spot, down 1-0. Look for them to step up, especially after blowing the lead last night, kind of like what 2 nights ago, kind of like what Dallas did, where they came back and they bounced back. I think we see them do that here in this game, the Oilers. I'm going to look back at the Oilers. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because I would like to know Draisaitl's status. So I will be on the Oilers. I'm just going to wait for that.
I'm on the Canucks this series. I think the Canucks are the better team, and I'm getting them at plus money. I know they had a big comeback in the first game. Whether or not they could repeat that again, but this is a Canucks team that, they've got Silvos in. He had a rough start to the game, but he seemed to kind of settle down in that first game against Edmonton. I think he'll be able to be just fine in today's game. I like Vancouver. We kind of disagree on a lot of the playoff series right now, Nick. But I do like Vancouver to get out of this one and make it to the Western Conference.
Because it's been teams that I've been riding versus teams that you've been riding.
Exactly. So I like Vancouver in this matchup.
Fair.
Kent with Edmonton sold me hard 2 nights ago. Josh, be a goldfish.
That makes me like him even more.
Be a goldfish.
Be a goldfish.
Because goldfish have the worst memories. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Move on from 2 nights ago. Don't let a game like
that's exactly
talk you off of it.
Because that's exactly what the public's thinking is. I had the Oilers the other night and they blew the lead. I don't want to go back and bet them today. That makes me want to bet them more.
Over Edmonton money line, Hyman goal, and McJesus 2 points. Okay.
Yeah, McDavid better show up. He had no shots on goal last game.
Rangers, Phillies, Oilers, or a over team away from home. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Riv. Oilers money line parlay. You don't really have to money line it. No. Vancouver, Canucks. Maybe stay off. Inter and Giorna. I don't know those teams. So, hello, fish have the worst memories. Good one, Timmy. Yes, goldfish. Be a goldfish.
Be a goldfish.
I will say I did not bet this game, Nick.
I have interest in betting this one here. The Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. We have the Pacers here as 7-point favorites with a total of 222.5. This line did open up at a 5. It's moved up to a 7. There's a reason behind the move towards the 7. OG Anunoby will be out for this game, and we really don't know how healthy Jalen Brunson is because he left the game last game, but he did come back, but he's not 100%. And this is one of my favorite angles in sports. Is the team down 2-0, heading back home. The desperate team, bet them early, bet them late. Line opened up at a 225. It's down to a 222.5. And let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one, where we have, by the way, for last game, 57% of the tickets, 49% of the cash on the Oilers, 90% of the tickets, 79% of the cash on the over, for those who are wondering there. Let's go to NBA, where we have 67% of the tickets and 57% of the cash is on the Knicks, with the line moving towards the Pacers. But we know the line's moving towards the Pacers for a reason. Line opened up at a 2. We have 95% of tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. I am interested in the Pacers in this game, and I'm going to double down on the Pacers in this game. And I think if OG is going to be out the rest of the series, and this is kind of like a banged-up Knicks team, I have interest in them to win the series at a really nice price. The what do you call it? The
Pacers.
So I'm looking into that. I'm gonna wow, it's a 5 in the first half now. It's a 7 full game. Maybe I just move on the 7. Maybe it's just the 7. But I'm also starting to see some 5.5s. I think I'm going to move on the full game -7 Fanatics, and I'm seeing 4.5 minus 130. I'll take that on FanDuel. So I'm going to double down here on the Pacers. I had full intentions on doing this. It's the down 2-0 system play kind of for me, which in the NBA, it's been better than it has for the NHL. That's one thing I've noticed is we've seen teams bounce back more in game 3 down 2-0 if they're the home team, or if in the NBA than we have the NHL so far. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the first half minus 4.5. It's minus 130 on FanDuel, but getting a 4.5 rather than a 5 or a 5.5, I'm kind of interested in that. And then the full game minus 7 over on Fanatics.
This is the one game I'm going to leave off. I'll be on the next game. I just don't feel like I don't think I've seen enough to really want to lay 7 points with the Pacers. I think it's a little bit too wide. I know OG Anunoby's out, which actually kind of pushes me towards the Knicks in this game. It's just the line. The line is just way, way too wide. I will say, with OG Anunoby going out, yes, with OG Anunoby going out, that's a lot less defense. I know the line's kind of moved down, but because they might expect him not to be, there's not another scorer in there, but OG was one of the more solid defenders on that Knicks team. So I would kind of lean towards the over in this game as well, over the 222.5. But I'm not going to take part in the first game. I will have money on the second game, a total in the second game.
What about a Pacers team total over?
I wouldn't hate that, but once again, I kind of lean Knicks in this game. So Pacers, Knicks blew their load. Pacers, grab the Pacers to win the series at plus 360.
I like it.
Don't hate it. Under 222.5. Pacers first half was minus 5, like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday. That's when I put my ticket in. There you go.
I'm getting 4.5, but it's a minus 130 on FanDuel.
Smashed a player prop on this Pacer game. Siakam over 15 points, I'm guessing. Halliburton over 15 points. McDonald over 8 rebounds. Over 8 points, I'm guessing. Nembhard over 8. Turner under, Brunson under, and Hart over. I'm guessing those are all points. Pacers, team total over. Pacers have cleared 115 points in 7 straight games at home as home faves. See? Even LJ's got it. Let's do it. Good fellas. After the 78 calls sent to the committee, the NBA will give this game to the Pacers to avoid a riot. They're monster favorites in this one. Yo. It's a Mr. Joe Kryptonite. Best bet is the Pacers team total over. I like this game, Nick, a lot.
Yeah. By the way, I got first half minus 4.5, minus 130, full game. When I went to go to Fanatics to bet it was a 7.5, so I ended up grabbing it on Bet365 for minus 115, minus 7 for them as well. All right. Let's get into this one. This is a must-win game for the Denver Nuggets, needless to say, as the Minnesota Timberwolves head back to Minnesota, tied 2-2. This line opened up around a 4.5, and it's kind of stayed a 4.5. Line opened up at 204. It's actually up to a 205 now. So we've had a 1-point line movement towards this over in this game. 92% of tickets, 91% of tickets, 92% of the cash is on set over. We have the public all over the Minnesota Timberwolves again. 78% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the T-Wolves, and the line moving towards, I believe it's moved 5 cents towards the Nuggets. And then we have 20% of the tickets and 54% of the cash on the money line for the Nuggets. So the Nuggets money line looked pretty sharp in this game. And my approach for this game here is if you like the Nuggets, just take the money line, because I think the way to approach this is just take the money line the next 2 games. I don't see them getting swept, honestly. And I think if you bet on both games in Minnesota on the money line, you're going to end up profitable. And I think that's the only way I want to approach this is a full game money line on the Denver Nuggets. And maybe you can use your 25% boost on this because you get a nice plus juicy price tag, and then you can turn around and make it even bigger. Nice, big, juicy price tag. I'm getting plus 155 with the Denver Nuggets. I will let them hold the points at the door in this one here. They can enjoy their 4.5 points. I'm going to take them outright in this game. I don't think the spread is going to matter. I think if Denver wins this game, or if Denver covers this game, they win this game. I really don't see a circumstance in my head where the Denver Nuggets lose this game and it's not a blowout. Like, especially with the way that the first two games have happened. I got plus 155. I'm on the Nuggets.
I'm not going to touch a side tonight, but I'm going to be on the over. I think you're going to see a lot of people look at the last two games, saw the Nuggets score 99 and 80 points. I think the change in location is going to help them here. And the reason why they're being in Minnesota and not being in the altitude anymore, I believe it's going to build their pace. And they're going to want to play with a little bit more aggression, and they're going to want to try to get out to a fast start. And if you look at it, the Nuggets could not shoot any worse than they have in the first two games. And could this be a good buy high spot or buy low spot on the Nuggets? It could.
Absolutely.
I don't think they get swept. I feel like the series is over, but I don't think they get swept. Maybe they take this game and lose game 4 and then go back to Denver. Maybe this series goes 6 games, maybe 7 if we're lucky. But I feel like Denver's already dead. I'm just going to take the over. I feel like this is a good game for a higher paced game in Minnesota. So I would like to lead. I like to go with the over.
I got an interesting question for you in this game real quick before we head back to the chat.
Okay.
What is this line if the series is 1-1 or 2-0 Denver? What is this line if the Nuggets weren't down 2-0 in the series?
-3. It's not really too much different. Maybe a little bit of recency bias that makes people want to bet Minnesota. Minnesota's looked fantastic. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is a team that's now won 6 straight playoff games. They swept Phoenix. They beat Denver both times in Denver. This is a team that's got Denver's number. So, I don't know.
This is a team excited, heading back home, slapping each other's ass. I think this is going to be a nice little letdown spot.
Could be, but we'll see. I'm just taking the over. Pacers have been complaining about home whistles. They may take it out hard on the Knicks as well. Miss NHL segment. How are we feeling about stick puck?
I'm on the Panthers, and I will be moving on the Oilers probably soon. I probably won't wait till the Draisaitl news, to be completely honest. But I wanted the Draisaitl news. I think he plays.
We're on the Rangers for the Cup. No, we're not. Nope, we're not.
I'm on the Panthers. Yeah, Panthers and Avalanche for me.
For real, my pick is Panthers to win it all. Hey, bros, how's it going to Miss NHL 2? I'm on the Bruins and Oilers every game. I kind of lean Bruins today. Nick's
on the Oilers. I'm on the Panthers.
By the way, Nick, if you could put up your hockey plays earlier today. I have to make that up. Robert, you don't think that the line's disrespectful to the Nuggets? You were telling me how the Minnesota line was disrespectful, that they were 4.5-point dogs, and now it's flipped the opposite way, and you're going to lay the points. That you don't think the Denver Nuggets line is disrespectful? Biased. Haha. Leaning Nuggets team total over. I could see that, but I did take Rangers future at plus 475. Nuggets have no psychopaths. You can't win the championship without a psychopath or two. We did last year. I agree with Tim. If the Nuggets have any chance of winning, they need to score. Over is the play, possible overtime. I hope no overtime, but it is a possibility. Nuggets won the championship with no psychopaths last year. No, I'll make the argument Bruce Brown was a psychopath last year. That was the energy. That's the difference right now, is not having Bruce Brown. 7 straight wins for the Wolves. 6 straight wins. True, Craig. This is the year of the psychopath, though. Draw. I could see a draw in the Bruins game. All right, Nick. Let's head into the baseball card.
Yeah. By the way, for those looking, I just had this up a second ago. I mean, for those who like, and I know this may sound crazy or whatever, but if you like the Nuggets to win outright today, bet them to win a series as well. Now I've already got them to win the series at even money before they lost game 2. But to win the West, the Nuggets are plus 850, and to win outright, they're 16-1. If you think they have a shot at taking both games in Minnesota, plus 850 and 16-1 ain't half bad to win the West and win the NBA Finals. Just putting that out there. Not saying I'm betting it personally, but I think those are not bad numbers, and I still have a little bit of faith in this Nuggets team. Let's get into some baseball, though. I believe this is the year. No, it's a 6:40 game. This one is a really intriguing pitching matchup. We have Jared Jones and Javier Assad. Line opened up with the Pirates as minus 130 favorites. We're seeing them as minus 126 favorites now. Line opened up at a 7.5 and minus 110. Now we're seeing 7 juice towards the over, minus 128. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Cubbies, expecting Javier Assad to pitch well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, and that's exactly what the market's kind of pointing to this one as well. 29% of the tickets and 75% of the cash is on the Chicago Cubs. 81% of the tickets and 79% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. Tells me that Javier Assad pitches well. And he has pitched pretty well this year, and so is Jared Jones. Assad, 1.97 ERA, 1.06 whip, 7.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.09 walks per nine, a 2.33 BABIP, a 3.36 FIP, and a 4.28 SIERA. On the flip side, Jared Jones, 2.15 ERA, 0.72 whip, 10.74 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%, 0.92 walks per nine, a 2.06 BABIP, a 3.28 FIP, and a 2.31 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards Pittsburgh in this game. Hitting edge goes towards the Cubbies in this game. Pretty significant one, too, even though they have 80 WRC+, which is 26th against righties. The Pirates aren't hitting worth of anything right now. 58 WRC+, dead last in baseball right now. I look for Javier Assad to shove in this game. And the question is, does Jared Jones as well? And the market's kind of pointing towards yes. So maybe this is a game where you take – I feel like this is one where – it's a little bit threading the needle, but maybe Cubs first 5 and first 5 under type of situation here. I'm very intrigued in this game. I don't know which one I would rather pull the trigger on, the first 5 under or the Cubbies first 5. But those are the only ways I can look at this game. And this one, it's a 3.5 at even money, and you can get plus 120 for the first 5 for the Cubbies. I've got to sit back and think about it. I think I would prefer the Cubbies rather than the under in the first 5. And I think that's the way I'm going to probably approach this is Cubbies first 5 plus 120. I just haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet, but I have full intentions on betting this game.
I like the under. These are 2 pitchers that I just really, really like. Assad's been really solid for the Cubbies this year, and Jared Jones has been probably the biggest bright spot for Pittsburgh until Skeens goes and pitches tomorrow.
That's gonna be fun to see skiing, especially.
That'll be fun. I'll probably be on the Cubs. I like the under in this game. I think we see 2 pitchers shove here, and I think it's just ultimately a really, really good pitching matchup here. So go ahead, sign me up for a little bit under action in the Pittsburgh and Chicago game.
I'm gonna move on the Cubs first 5. That's how I'm going to approach this game. I'll move on Chicago first 5 at plus 120 here.
There you go. Back to the Chatnik.
Yep. I'm just placing my bet. There we go. Locked in for Cubbies first 5. All right. Where'd we leave off?
It shows 8 for me. So here you go.
Cubbies first 5 plus 120 or Pirates first 5 team total under. I love that team total under. That's a great look. Cubs money line. I bet the Cubs. Not happy about it. Should have taken the under. I like the Cubs. I like the Cubs better than the under a little bit. Cubs off a shutout loss. Cubs money line 11-4-1 off of a loss in baseball. There you go. There you go. Pass. Pass. Cubs are banned even against the Pirates. Fair. That's one thing that I really don't do is ban teams from me betting on them, because when people say they ban certain teams, it makes me more interested in betting them. maybe I'm just a little bit of a psychopath there or whatever, where I like betting teams that people have no interest in. But yeah. Oh, Nick basically said my earlier comment in his analysis. Yep, we're on the same page there. Could be 4-0, 3-0 Cubbies at the end of the first 5. Yeah, Jared Jones has been really solid as well, so he's somebody who I'm looking to back more than fade. But I think this is a good Cubby spot. It was supposed to be Tyone, and they changed it to Assad. Still like the Cubs. I love Javier Assad. I think he's one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball. He's one of the better. I heard a podcast talking about him, and they described him so perfectly. He may be the best player in baseball that not the common fan knows about.
I can see that.
Do you like the Cubs first 5? Me too. Well, what's a round robin mean for a parlay? It means if you choose like 3 and you do 2s, it'll parlay option 1, option 2, option 1, option 3, option 2, option 3. So basically, it's you parlaying 2-leg parlays of everything that you bet there on the parlay. First 5 bets have been a blind spot for me this year. Shake my head. Need to improve on getting them in. Fair. Yeah, I love my first 5s. That's where I generally live in baseball, especially with unders. All right, this is a team I'm looking forward to talking about because I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I will be doing it after the show. Look at the date, Tim. It's Astros Futures Day for me, May 10th. This is when their schedule starts to get easier, and they start to go on a run. We have the wow, this line is skyrocketed. Line opened up at a 135. It was down to a 123 when I typed this in this morning, up to a 148 now. Big move towards these Houston Astros in this one. Line opened up in an 8. It's down to an 8.5. It's down to an 8. It opened up in an 8.5 even money though. So we have 69% of the tickets, nights, and 73% of cash on the over in this game. The line moving towards it. No, with the line moving down, my bad. And then 74% of the tickets, 94% of cash is on the Astros, which explains the big move towards the Astros in this game. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. It's Casey Mize and Framber Valdez. Valdez is somebody who I anticipate will get better. 6.10 ERA, 1.45 whip in his last 30 days. I think he only has 1 or 2 starts, and he got hit a little bit in one of those starts. So take those numbers with a grain of salt. 7.84 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 0.87 walks per 9, a 400 BABIP, a 4.5 FIP, and a 3.24 Sierra. On the flip side, Casey Mize, 3.62 ERA, 1.28 whip, 6.59 strikeouts per 9, which is 19% or 17%. 1.65 walks per 9, a 3.08 BABIP, a 3.18 FIP, and a 3.94 Sierra. Bullpen edge goes towards the Astros in this game, and the hitting edge goes towards the Tigers in this game. 132 WRC plus, which is 4th in baseball against lefties. Granted, their sample size against lefties is not the largest. And then Houston's above average hitting righties, 104 WRC plus, which is 12th. And I think this big line movement is kind of a little bit of a tell here, where now the Astros are laying $1.40, $1.45, close to $1.50 on the road here against a Tigers team that's been pretty decent this year. I can only look Astros in this game. Only look Astros. I think this is when the start of their turnaround of the season begins. And this is why I picked this date, as I will be placing my Astros futures within the next little bit here. I'm going to be doing it over on Bovada because it's kind of like my futures book where I can bet it and forget it on that book. I can throw a couple bucks in, bet it, and then forget it type of thing. So I'm going to plug those in once Tim goes over this game here. I'm going to be betting my Astros futures. I kind of lean Tigers. Casey Mize is currently the front runner for Cy Young Award right now. And he's just a pitcher that I would be more inclined to back. Framber Valdez has pitched 4 starts. He pitched 2, missed a chunk of time, pitched 2 more. And he struggled in his last start, allowing 5 earned runs, 9 hits, and 5 in the third innings pitched. I'm still not a believer in this Astros team, Nick. I know you are gun-ho on them, and that's fine. I'm not telling you to not be. I just can't personally get behind that with you. This is not an Astros team that I want to get involved in. It'd be leaning towards the Tigers, if anything, but this is a Tigers team that's really starting to
kind of, I don't want to say fall apart, but they're kind of struggling a little bit. They have kind of dropped back a little bit, and I just don't trust them enough to pull the trigger on this game. It is a lean towards Detroit for me, but not enough for me to want to get involved.
Fair. I'm tempted on betting the Astros in this game here. Astros -1 type of play here for me. I want to take a look at what type of number I can get because they are on the road. But yeah, I'm leaning Astros -1 here.
Sounds good. Astros run line, Astros run line, Astros run line, Astros money line parlay. Give me Detroit. Hey, somebody's on Detroit. Okay. Lean Astros. Didn't like them all season, but believe they will slightly improve. They could, but I cannot trust them right now. When teams come off of 6+ game road trips coming back home, do y'all factor that into your capping? If they didn't have a day off of rest in between, I see that Detroit was the team that went 6-game road trip to New York and Cleveland, and now they're back. They had a day in between, which is which would kind of be the factor that I wouldn't consider it as much. Pass, better plays. There are better plays on the Vegas card. Maybe a look at this game.
Yeah, the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. We have the Yankees -135 favorites, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot, where we have Clark Schmidt and Tage Bradley in this matchup here. Line opened up at a 115. It's up to a 121 now for the Yankees. So we do have a 6-cent line movement towards New York. It did get up to a 139 at one point. Line opened up at an 8.5 plus 105. So juice towards the under, and it moved down. So really, it's been a slight move, I guess, towards the over because it moved immediately down, and then it's moved slightly towards the over. At 83% of tickets, 88% of cash on the over in this game, 82% of tickets, 87% of cash on the Yankees. The line moving towards the Yankees in this spot. Generally, not a spot I would like to be in, where a team is this public. Personally, let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Clark Schmidt. 3.08 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, 10.94 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%. 3.42 walks per 9, a 298 BABIP, a 4.28 FIP, and a 3.31 SIERA. Tage Bradley, I think this is his season debut, because he's been hurt.
Didn't he have a Tommy John last year?
I think
No,
that was Rasmussen. That was Jeffrey Springs or Rasmussen.
Okay,
but yeah, I believe this is Bradley's first start because I don't have any numbers for him. Bullpen edge does go towards the Yankees. Hitting edge goes towards the Yankees. 132 WRC plus, which is number 2 in baseball against righties, compared to 97, which is 16th. I have no particular interest in this game. I'd like to see what Tage Bradley looks like before going ahead and betting him. So this is a pass for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same picture. And you got the Yankees coming off of a big series win versus Houston, which they always love to beat Houston. That's always a big hype game. So it's kind of it is a kind of a letdown spot for the Yankees. So I could see myself going towards Tampa in this one, Nick. Is it something I need to get involved in? No, I want to see what as you mentioned, I want to see what Tage Bradley looks like before going and backing him, because I have a feeling this game's got one of two things that's going to happen. He's either going to go 6 strong innings, allow 1 run, and have a really big start, or he's going to completely fall apart and he's going to go not far into the game. So for me, this one is a stay away. I want to see what Tage Bradley looks like before backing him. So nothing for me in this one at the moment.
Fair. So yeah, I just pulled the trigger on the futures. These are the only futures I have right now. Houston Astros to win the American League West plus 350. Houston Astros to win the American League plus 550. Houston Astros to win the World Series 11-1. The divisional prop, the divisional future is 0.8 units, and the other two are 0.4 units. So
cool. Yankees. I really have no interest in going after anything crazy in this game. New York Yankees always win weird games. MLB, best MLB trend today. Rays are 9-2, last 11 games going back to last year in the first game of home series on Fridays. I know I'm a sports nerd. Yes, and that is great. We wouldn't want it any other way, LJ. That is a crazy trend. I respect it. Let's get it. You know what? I might have to bet the Rays just off of this. So yeah, actually, you know what, Nick? I'm taking the Rays today. I'm taking the Rays just off of LJ's trend. There you go. Yankees. Yankees are 3-6 on their last 9 on road versus Rays. So it sounds like it's a Rays play. I like it. Juan Soto home run. He's been on fire. Yankees took a hard loss from the Astros yesterday. I like a bounce back spot but pass. Hi, guys. How are you? We're doing good, Michael. How are you doing today? Stream going towards the over. Might take it. Okay. Aaron Judge for plus 150 for a home run is crazy. It is over 8.5. I could see that. I got to give a shout out to Tim. You might have been the only person I heard betting the Cavs. Yes, I have the Cavs plus 800 to win the series, and I have them 18-1 to win the East and 33-1 to win the entire championship. So, yes, go Cavs. But let's keep on rolling through the games, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Baltimore Orioles minus 135 for the Orioles. Total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have Baltimore opened up at a minus 145 in this game, and it's done nothing but move towards Arizona down to a 118 now for Baltimore. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 110. Now we're seeing 8 minus 105. So we have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards the Diamondbacks. 82% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the Orioles with the line moving towards Arizona. 89% of the tickets, 89% of the tickets, and 87% of the cash is on the over with this line dropping, which it definitely appeals towards the under for me. We have Cole Irving and Brandon Fad, your pitching matchup here. Fad, 4.45 ERA, 1.15 whip, 8.6 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 1.48 walks per 9, a 295 BABIP, but 3.44 FIP, and a 3.52 Sierra. On the flip side, Cole Irving, 2.12 ERA, 0.94 whip, 5.76 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 1.52 walks per 9, a 244 BABIP, but 3.35 FIP, and a 3.80 Sierra. Bullpen edge does go towards the Orioles. Hitting edge is a massive one here. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they struggle against righties, but they're smashing lefties the last 32 days. 153 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 97, which is 15th for the Orioles. And immediately, I mean, my leans in this game are the first 5 under and the Diamondbacks first 5. Now, can I see the Orioles taking over late? Yeah. Would I be thrilled if I'm an Orioles backer and I see Craig Kimbrell coming in for the 9th? No. But I'm interested in the first 5 innings money line here with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The fact that they're almost favorites in the first 5, I think says a little something there. I'm getting even money on ESPN bet. I'm going to take the Arizona first 5 in this game at even money. Cole Irving is somebody who I'm only looking to back as a dog. Because I think he's just an average pitcher on a good team. And when you see him favored, I kind of like to look the other way a little bit as well. So I'm going to be on Arizona first 5 here at even money.
Cole Irving has been fantastic. His last 4 starts. Last 4 starts, 4 2/3, 6 2/3, 7 and 6 1/3, and he has allowed 2 earned runs. Cole Irving is somebody that I would want to back. He has been fantastic, and I'm obviously doing the Baltimore Orioles every single day thing, but this is a trend that he's been great, and the Baltimore Orioles are 5-1 in the starts. He lost his opening day start. Other than that, he has been fantastic. So I do not see him as a less than average pitcher or an average pitcher that you can only go after with dogs. Irving's been fantastic. I'm on the Baltimore Orioles either way. Orioles, day 37 of 162. Their money line minus 120. Their run line plus 160. Money line is 24-12, up 5.35. Run line is 20-16, up 12.3. I'm going to continue with the Orioles every single day.
Good luck.
LJ talked you off the Yankees. Definitely feels like an Orioles spot. I like it. There is the link to my Twitter. Pass. Orioles took them this morning. There you go. D-backs coming off of a sweep. That's fair. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins. What these two teams feel very tricky in my head. Yes. We have Joe Ryan and Yusei Kikuchi. The line opened up at a 116. It's down to a 110 for Toronto. So we do have a move towards these Twinnies here. And we have this line opening up at an 8. It's now down to a 7.5. So we have a move towards the under. And we have a move towards the Twins in this game, anticipating we see Joe Ryan pitch well. 97% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over in this game, with the line moving towards the under. This is an underplay. 69% of the tickets and 79% of the cash coming on the Blue Jays, with the line moving towards the Twins. Really points in the direction of Joe Ryan pitches well today. And both these pitchers, I think, can pitch well today. Joe Ryan, 3.68 ERA, 1.05 whip, 10.43 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 1.53 walks per nine, a 3.07 BABIP, a 3.11 FIP, and a 2.91 SIERA. Has got great numbers. On the flip side, Yusei Kikuchi, 2.70 ERA, 1.03 whip, 9.6 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 1.2 walks per nine, a 3.13 BABIP, a 1.84 FIP, and a 2.94 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins. Hitting edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins. 134 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 92, which is 20th for the Toronto Blue Jays against righties. This is a tricky game for me. I'm actually very interested in betting it, where I'm interested in the Minnesota Twins and I'm interested in the first 5 under. I think the one thing that kind of concerns me, which may just keep me off the under and just made me look Twins even more, is that the Twins absolutely mash lefties right now. And for an under, that definitely worries me, seeing that. So this may just be Minnesota Twins money line for me in this game. And I think that's where I'm going to end up going. I'm noticing I went all totals yesterday, and I'm looking at sides today. I'm going to be on the Toronto Blue Jays here.
You know my opinion on Toronto Blue Jay games. This one's going to be a complete stay away. I'll be betting up the Blue Jays games next series, because they get Baltimore next. But for right now, no, I'm not interested in going after anything Toronto related for baseball. This one is a complete pass for me.
Fair.
Not even
Minnesota Twins.
Go ahead.
I thought you were done. Keep going.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Minnesota Twins even money ESPN bet for me.
Right on. O's, yes. Blue Jays first 5, Twins money line.
If you like the Blue Jays, I would only take them first 5.
Blue Jays, Twinkies coming off of a win at home, coming in all fat and happy. You could see that, but I don't know. Stop saying you disagree, all arrogant. Okay.
What?
I mean, we could do whatever we want. It's our show, but okay.
I disagree.
I disagree with that, but okay. I had the Coochie strikeout prop. Twins, the Cooch over strikeouts, under 7.5. And are the Twins for real 2 games back of the division? No, I don't think they are. Kansas City for the division. This one should be fun, Nick.
The division's also pretty bad. So
the division's awful, yes.
Yeah, we have the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Always a series I'm terrified for. Braves minus 150 favorites, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here between Quintana and Morton. We had this line opening up with the Braves as 135 favorites. It's now 137. It did get up to a 150, so we did with a 2-cent line movement towards Atlanta. Line opened up in an 8 at even money, 8.5 at even money. It's now down to an 8.5, 8 minus 110. A move towards the under, a move towards the Braves, a 2-cent line movement towards Atlanta. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, if I can find it. There we go. 99% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the over, and the line moving towards the under. All right. Any wild guesses of where I like immediately from this? 84% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the Braves as well. So public all over the over and the Braves. The line dropping towards the under. The line's moved slightly towards the Braves, but the line's moved heavily towards the under. Charlie Morton and Jose Quintana, your pitching matchup here. Morton, 4.15 ERA, 1.19 whip, 8.01 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.26 walks per nine, a 2.78 BABIP, a 3.94 FIP, and a 3.96 ERA. On the flip side, Quintana, 6.23 ERA, 1.50 whip, 5.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%, 3.46 walks per nine, a 3.18 BABIP, a 3.49 FIP, and a 4.71 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Mets in this game. Hitting edge going towards the Braves. 128 WRC plus, which is 6th against lefties. The Mets are hitting 115 WRC plus, which is 7th against righties. So really for me, all my numbers contradict any type of play I liked in this game. I leaned under, and I don't want an under, though, with the way these two teams are hitting. But the Braves have kind of turned themselves into a little bit of an under team. So I would lean towards the under in this game. I guess I'd lean Mets if I had to back a side, but I really don't have an interest in the side in this game. It'd be under or nothing for me. This is not a card that really appeals too much for me, though.
I like the under. Although I kind of agree with your one concern. The New York Mets have very, very good numbers versus Charlie Morton. Like they always smack Charlie Morton around for whatever reason. Even going back to his first start of the year, his first start against the Mets, 4 earned runs, 5 walks, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 2/3. The Mets won that game. I could see the Mets winning this game. I could see the Mets winning the series. This is an Atlanta Braves team that we've seen look a little bit human. Yes, they are coming off of back-to-back wins at home versus Boston. Previous to that, they went on a road trip and went 1-5 against Seattle and LA. And it could be kind of a bounce-back spot for Mr. Jose Quintana, who in his last start allowed 8 earned runs and 10 hits in 2 2/3 innings. I don't see him doing that again. I see him having a little bit of a better start. There are some Braves players that I would recommend maybe RBI props or whatever with, because I know Ozuna will do something against us, and so will Darnell, because they always do. And so will Ozzie Albies for whatever reason. But for me in this one,
player in baseball.
I kind of lean towards the under, although Mets have very good numbers versus Morton, so that's what's going to keep me off.
Fair.
Braves money line. I think that's a little bit too juicy for me, but I don't know. Go with the old vet, Charlie. Not against the Mets. Mets plus 1.5. I think that's a little bit too juicy. Mets need speed, the Mets need power. Pitching, the Mets need power. Speed, meh. Pitching, meh. Power, yes.
What the Mets need is a catcher who can throw out base runners. Teams are running with the Mets way too much. Stolen base props against the Mets are good looks as well.
Gotcha. I already put it up, Nick.
All right, let's get into it. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. I should have bet this yesterday. This line opened up at a 160. It's up to a 179 now on Bet Online. The line did get up to a 200 this morning, so it's come back. Line opened up in an 8, down to a 7.5, so we do have a move towards the under here as well. And let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one. 88% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the Marlins, or on the Phillies, my bad. And 98% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the over. The line dropping, which tells me we see a decent pitching matchup in this game between Ranger Suarez and Trevor Rogers. Ranger Suarez is pitching like one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. He's been awesome. 1 ERA, 0.72 whip, 8.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%. 1.25 walks per nine, and 2.18 BABIP, but 2.42 FIP, and a 2.68 SIERA. On the flip side, Trevor Rogers has been terrible. 6.46 ERA, 1.65 WHIP, 7.23 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 3.04 walks per nine, a 3.42 BABIP, a 4.75 FIP, and a 4.18 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Phillies, hitting advantage going towards the Phillies. 120 WRC plus, which is 9th against lefties, compared to 87 WRC plus, which is 19th against lefties. The Phillies are way above average hitting lefties, and the Marlins are way below average. I look for that to rear its ugly head here in this game. And we'll go back to the Miami Marlin fade here. I will take the Phillies run line here in this game.
Yeah, but I was about to say, you could talk all the stats and everything. We're already on the Phillies. And the run line was -120. It's a fade of the Marlins. We have been absolutely freaking killing it. 27-12 this year, fading the Marlins. It's been our biggest money maker in the MLB this year, and we're not stopping now. Ranger Suarez is fantastic. This Miami team is dog shit. That's the exact kind of cap that we're looking at. I'm just going to keep fading the Marlins. It's one of the 3 systems that ESP has, because I have the Orioles, you have the Dodgers, and we both have fading the Marlins. So Phillies. Phillies. Yes, Phillies. Lots and lots of Phillies. This one was kind of a little bit of a tricky game for me, Nick.
Yeah, we get our boy pitching today. Sorry, I'm just getting in the run line bet real quick. Over on BetMGM, they're giving me -110. So if this will click in, that'll be cool. I'm getting -110 with the Philadelphia Phillies here. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we have the Washington Nationals and the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox -205 favorites, total 8.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this one here, where we have Tanner Houck and Patrick Corbin. Line opened up at a 180. It's up to a 205 for Boston. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So we do have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Boston Red Sox. And let's take a look here. Yeah. I have a feeling I know where I'm going in this game. 89% of the tickets and 57% of the cash is on the Boston Red Sox. 86% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. And let's see, Tim, if you can figure out where we're going for this game here.
Yep.
The lines move towards the Red Sox.
Yep.
They're at home. It's up in the 200 range, and they're a public favorite.
Yep.
Cash
Red
cow.
Sox.
Red Sox run line. I'm also interested in this first 5 under a little bit as well. Whether or not I want to trust Patrick Corbin is another story, which we have in the past. But for me, I've noticed I'm going to a lot of sides today. I have a feeling today could be an over day, which is why I'm kind of pumping the brakes. I'm not much of an over better. I'll bet overs here and there in baseball. I will bet them more as the season goes along and when the weather gets hotter. But I'm getting +105 on Fanatics for the Boston Red Sox money line or run line, not money line, run line. I will be taking the Red Sox here on the run line in this game. And if you're and for those interested, Phillies Red Sox money line parlay is not a bad look either.
It is not. I'm on there with the Red Sox with you. This is a Red Sox team that I really do like. Although this Nationals team has been very, very scrappy, I will give them that. And they're 23-13 on the run line, so they have been a very nice team if you've been backing them. And they currently are sitting tied for a wild card spot at the moment. Nick, get that one around your head. Is Washington possibly could try to make a playoff spot?
I said Washington was going to be sneaky.
I said they were going to be competitive because everybody was saying, they would be last place. No, Marlins last place. But
Marlins last place.
This Nationals team is scrappy. They've got some young arms that are really good. They have some young bats that are really good.
Abrams, CJ Abrams is so good.
Abrams is an MVP in the next couple of years, or an MVP candidate in the next couple of years, either for the Nationals or if he goes elsewhere, which I don't see him going elsewhere. That being said, I am on Boston. I like Tanner Houck. He's been solid this year, 10 earned runs in 45 and a third innings pitched. So nice. I I like the Red Sox on this one. We'll take the wrong one.
Yeah.
Red Sox, Bruins. I kind of lean Bruins tonight. Under 8.5. I can see the under. Nationals 13-5 as road dogs. Be careful. Okay.
Fair.
At the end of the day, it's one play. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. All right, Nick, let's jump to the next game, which I know I'm going to pass on.
Yeah. Did I type this in right? Is this game really a pick'em? It is.
That line is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's Garrett Crochet.
Yeah.
Garrett Crochet versus Carlos Carrasco. Your pitching matchup here. Let's take a look at this line history where we have this will click. That'll be cool. No clicking. No clicky click.
No clicky click.
There we go. Line opened up with the Guardians as minus 115 favorites. It's down to a 112, so a slight move towards the White Sox in this game. Line opened up at an 8, immediately went down to a 7.5, and it's continued to move down. So we have a decent line movement towards the under, with 98% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the over. We have 62% of the tickets and 85% of the cash on the Guardians, and the line moving towards the White Sox, which I still can only look Guardians. At this number, I can only look Guardians, and I get it. I get it. The White Sox look like the play here in this game. I don't know if they are. We have Garrett Crochet and Cookie Carrasco. Carrasco 6.04 ERA, 1.70 WHIP, 6.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%, 4.62 walks per nine, a 3.21 BABIP, a 6.14 FIP, and a 5.22 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Garrett Crochet with a 7.94 ERA, a 1.28 WHIP, 12.71 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%, 3.18 walks per nine, a 3.06 BABIP, a 5.09 FIP, and a 2.88 SIERA. I feel like Crochet's been figured out a little bit. He started off the season really nice, and then we got tape on him, and now teams are hitting him. Bullpen edge goes towards the Guardians. Hitting edge goes towards the Guardians as well. 116 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 92, which is 19th. I feel like this is a Guardian spot. Guardians are nothing for me in this game. And I know it can look like a little bit of a public play. I can only look Guardians, though. And for me, it's just I can't. The only time I'm interested in backing the White Sox is a minus 300 fade. Other than that, I have really no interest in Chicago in this game. It'd be Guardians or nothing, but it's a pass for me.
AL Central versus AL Central. I feel like
this feels like a trap line, right? It feels like a sharp trap.
But I still feel like it's Guardians or nothing. I'm not touching this game.
Exactly what a sharp trap is.
Yeah. Huh?
The White Sox look sharp as hell. I want nothing to do with the White Sox.
I feel like if I'm going after anywhere in this game, call me crazy. Guardians on the run line. Taking that at plus, I can get plus 156 for them on the run line today. That's the only way I could really approach this game. But AL Central versus AL Central, I'm going to stay off this matchup.
Yeah, I think this is the definition of a sharp trap, and I'm very interested in the Guardians, actually. I'm going to find the best line for the Guardians. I'm moving on this. I'm calling this out. This is a sharp trap.
Let's do it.
Because this is I think this is baiting people to bet the White Sox.
Yeah,
with it being this short. And with Garrett Crochet, who has not been that good as of late. Garrett Crochet was somebody who I wanted to back heading into the season. I don't want anything to do with him here. And I'm getting minus 115 over on Fanatics, over on Bet365. I'm going to do that here. Bet365, minus 115, Cleveland Guardians.
I think Guardians run line. Plus 156. So if we're gonna go for it, let's go for a big score. Let's go back to the chant. Red Sox, Nationals usually bend over. Red Sox first 5. White Sox, no. Now the White Sox know how to play baseball. MLB's little cash money, no. White Sox out of steam and out of luck. Cleveland moneyline nuke. AL Central game. Guardians. I did take the Guardians. We don't bet. Hey, I don't bet AL Central games all that often, but I want to take my shot there. Let's keep rolling, Nick.
Yeah, let's keep it going here. The Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Brewers minus 125 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between good old Lance Lynn, and then we have Gasser on the other side making his debut. Line opened up at a 130. It's down to a 116, so we move towards Lance Lynn and the St. Louis Cardinals. Line opened up at an 8, got down to an 8.5, back up to an 8.5. Or down, open up at an 8.5, down to an 8, back up to an 8.5. The lines move towards the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one where 82% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the over. The line's moving in that direction. And then we have 84% of tickets, 94% of cash coming on the Brewers, and the line moving towards the Cardinals in this game here. And we have Robert Gasser making his season debut, major league debut. If you're able to look up the information behind Robert Gasser, when I go over Lance Lynn, 3 ERA, 1.33 whip, 7 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 4.67 walks per 9, a 250 BABIP, a 4.22 FIP, and a 5.01 SIERA. Hitting advantage does go towards these Milwaukee Brewers, 119 WRC plus, which is fifth versus righties, and Lance and the Cardinals are not hitting, I believe, lefties at all. 59 WRC plus, which is 29th in baseball. I think this is a good team for Gasser to have his major league debut, if this is his major league debut or his season debut, because the Cardinals are not hitting worth a lick right now. I have no interest in this game at all.
This is his major league debut. Robert Gasser is a left-handed pitcher drafted in the second round of the 2021 draft out of the University of Houston. So he's a Cougar. And he was drafted to the Padres and then traded. He also played for the University of New Mexico. So he was a transfer out of New Mexico to Houston to the draft. I want nothing to do with this game. It is a lean towards Milwaukee or nothing. This is a St. Louis team that I really think is garbage, and they've kind of proven it. They've lost 8 out of their last 10. You know what? I'm going to jump on Milwaukee here. They've lost St. Louis has lost 5 in a row, and 7 out of their last 8, with their only win being a win against Chicago, the White Sox. This is a Brewers team that I have futures on, so I do like this Brewers team. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the Brewers here. What can I get from money line here? Brewers on the money line at minus 120 for the Brewers. So I like give me a little bit of Milwaukee action in this one, Nick.
Fair. I lean the other way with that. For me, it's Cardinals or nothing, but no play here for me.
Brew Crew, Brewers, over. Gasser coming in with gas. Morning, gentlemen. Morning. I don't think Gasser has gas. I think he's a lefty, so he's more of a specialist that way. But let's jump in. We got 5. We got 5 more games to talk about.
Texas Rangers are heading to Colorado to take on the Rockies in this one here, with the Rangers around minus 180 favorites. Total of 9.5 in this game. Another low total here in Coors, which we saw go over yesterday. Line open up at a 10. It's down to a 9.5. Line open up at a 175. It's up to a 180 for the Rangers. So a move towards the over. Move towards the under and a move towards the Rangers in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one here, see if it correlates with that. Where we have 76% of tickets, 67% of cash on the over, the line moving towards the under, and 89% of tickets, 94% of cash on the Rangers, with the line moving in that direction. John Gray and Austin Gomber. Gray's been great this year. 1.67 ERA, a 0.87 whip, 10.3 strikeouts per 9, which is 30% strikeout rate, 1.39 walks per 9, a 267 BABIP, a 1.72 FIP, and a 2.73 SIERA. On the flip side, Gomber, his numbers are not as good, but he pitches in Coors Field. 3.07 ERA, 1.13 whip, 4.6 strikeouts per 9, which is 13%, 2.15 walks per 9, a 231 BABIP, a 5.05 FIP, and a 4.91 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Texas Rangers. Hitting edge slightly towards the Rangers. 75 WRC plus, which is 23rd versus lefties, compared to the Rockies 71, which is 28th. This is not last year's Rangers. This team has struggled to hit so far this year, and I think they take a massive step down this year, and they so far have taken a massive step down so far this year. They're not who we thought they were going to be, or who people thought they were going to be. They're not hitting. And as for the side, I'm not interested in the side. I'll take an under in this game, though, which I think this may be my first under bet of the day, which is crazy because I bet a lot of unders. But this is one that caught my attention immediately. Both these teams are not hitting. The line's moving towards the under, the public on the over. And I'm getting a 5 in this game. 5 at -120 on ESPN bet.
I'm just going to stay away from this game. I have been staying away from Colorado games, although I wish I was on them yesterday. This Colorado team's really bad. I mean, it could be a lean that way, but I want nothing to do with trying to trust Austin Gomber. Actually, Gomber hasn't been all that bad. 16 earned runs in 38 innings pitched, considering that he's pitched 4 games in Coors Field. He's looked pretty solid. But I'm just not trying to get involved in this game. Honestly, I really don't have much for the rest of the card. I kind of have a play in the Oakland-Seattle game, but other than that, I really don't have much coming up to end the card.
Fair.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Had a rough day yesterday looking for a bounce back. Happy Patrick Corbin Day, Red Sox. Under first 5 in the Rockies game, I've seen that with Gomber on the mound. Marlins, Nerfy, and whoever they play money line. I like it. Rangers and Astros in a similar situation, injuries for their starting pitchers. Correct, but the Astros actually have guys coming back. The Texas Rangers have dinosaurs and paper mache pitchers. So Nerfy and the under first 5 so far on the Mets, Cubs, and Minnesota games. Sounds good to me. I actually have a little bit of interest in this game, Nick.
Yeah, and I forgot to type in which Los Angeles team this is. Because, there we go. Because it was just Los Angeles. Kansas City Royals and the Los Angeles Angels. You would assume it would be the Angels, with the Royals being -120 road favorites in this game. Total of 8.5. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, where we have there we go. Alec Marsh taking on Griffin Canning. What a matchup pitching-wise there. Line opened up at a 105. It's up to a 112 now. So we do a move towards KC. Line opened up at an 8.5 -115. It's an 8.5 -118 now. So a slight move towards the over as well. 97% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the over, with the line moving in that direction. 74% of tickets, 59% of the cash on the Royals, with the line moving in that direction as well. Marsh and Canning. Marsh 2.4 ERA, 1 WHIP, 5.4 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%, 3 walks per 9, a 205 BABIP, a 401 FIP, and a 4.86 ERA. On the flip side, Griffin Canning, 6.04 ERA, 1.34 WHIP, 7.11 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 3.2 walks per 9, a 303 BABIP, a 3.89 FIP, and a 4.48 SIERA. Bullpens are about split in this game. I give the edge towards the Royals, and the hitting edge does go towards the Royals as well. 98 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 96, which is 17th. Hard pass for me in this game, though. No interest.
I kind of like the Royals. Once again, this is a Royals team that I'm really high on. You've got Alec Marsh, who's come into his last 2 starts, 10 innings, no earned runs, 5 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts against Baltimore and Toronto. So it's not like they're going up against, Toronto's not good, but Baltimore is a good team. Not to mention the Royals are undefeated 5-0, and Alec Marsh starts this year. Yeah, I want to be back in this Kansas City Royals team. So I am going Royals here on the money line versus the Angels today.
Sure.
Rockies first to score. Kansas City. Yep, Kansas City. They should be able to get to him. Bets are moving towards Denver. They're at 3.5 now. Nice. I hope they win. I just hope I hit my over. I'm on the Royals. Yes, Royals tonight. 3 more games left, Nick.
Yeah, we have the LA Dodgers -180 favorites, total 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have where is it? There we go. Tyler Glasnow versus Michael King, your pitching matchup here. Line open up 155. It's up to a 172 for the Dodgers. Line open up at an 8 at even money. It's down to a 7.5 -110. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here. 98% of the tickets, 99% of the tickets, 98% of the cash is on the over. We've seen that with a lot of games today. 91% of the tickets, 93% of the cash is on the Dodgers as well. So public on the Dodgers here in this game. No surprise, the public's always on the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow versus Michael King. Michael King's not been bad this year. Tyler Glasnow's been awesome. 2.45 ERA, 1.94 WHIP, 13.09 strikeouts per nine, which is 37%. 1.64 walks per nine, a 3.15 BABIP, a 1.57 FIP, and a 2.04 SIERA. On the flip side, Michael King, 4.80 ERA, 1.37 WHIP, 9.11 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 3.25 walks per nine, a 270 BABIP, a 5.96 FIP, and a 3.89 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Padres, and the hitting edge going towards the Dodgers. 138 WRC plus against righties, which is number 1 in baseball. The Padres, number 3 at 126 WRC plus. You guys already know where I'm going for this game here. I actually really like this Padres team. They're a team that I had circled heading into the season to be a team that'll flirt with the wild card spot. Now, obviously, I did not have the Washington Nationals up there flirting with the wild card spot as well. But I like the Padres here, and I'm going to take them in this spot. I'm getting plus 150 on Bet365.
I'm not a big fan of this game either. I know I'm kind of a little bit lackluster in terms of picks today. Maybe if you want to look at anything, how about Glasnow's strikeout prop? He's been really solid this year. And not to mention, you get Glasnow, who in Dodger starts, the Dodgers are 7-1 when he pitches. Only loss against Washington. So there you go. This is a stay away spot. I'm not big on San Diego. Is it interesting to take them as a home dog here? Maybe, but I'm not interested. I'm not a San Diego person in terms of wanting to go after them. So no, you can have fun with it. Good luck. No Fair. Blowout, bounce back game. Who got blown out? Dodgers, Padres, Dodgers are 14-5. The last 19 on the road versus Padres. Dodgers have won 4 straight first games of the series, 5+ runs, 5 out of the last 7 games. There you go, LJ coming in with all those stats. I like it. Yurfie, but pass. Rogers going to fraud. Panthers are and over doing Oilers and over as well. There you go. I think this is going to be the last game I'm going to get involved in today, Nick. I think
I mean, it's Paul Blackburn Day, but we also get the return of another pitcher in this game as well. We have the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, Seattle Mariners opened up as a 155. We're seeing 154 now. It did get down to a 145, so there's been buyback here on the Mariners. Line opened up at a 7.5 at even money. It's now 7.5 at -105. We have 78% of the tickets, 72% of the cash coming in on the over in this one. 86% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Mariners in this spot as well. And you guys know where I like to back in this spot in these games. We have Paul Blackburn, who has taken a small step down as of late. 4.24 ERA or 4.34 ERA, 1.24 WHIP the last 30 days. He started off the season really well. He's been getting hit a little bit as of late. 7.45 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%. 2.79 walks per nine, a 275 BABIP, a 4.66 FIP, and a 3.92 SIERA. On the flip side, we get the season debut of Brian Woo for the Seattle Mariners. I haven't been able to do that in so long. Yeah. And I think Brian Woo has the ability to be one of the better pitchers on the Seattle Mariners staff. Like, his upside is so good. It's nice to finally see him back in the rotation. But with that being said, I don't know what to expect from him in this game. And actually, the Oakland A's have the better bullpen in this one here, and they have the hitting advantage as well in this game, which probably makes me want to take the A's full game. But we all know with Paul Blackburn, he's the first 5 whisperer. And I'm going to go back to Oakland first 5. in this game. Plus 135 over on Bet365.
So ride the wave.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Paul Blackburn Day or Oakland plus 141 on the money line here. Let's ride with it. I know I'm big on Seattle. Now I'm going away from it all of a sudden. It's Brandon Wu's first appearance this year. I think that's going to be a little bit of a fade spot. I think he comes out a little bit sloppy, a little bit rusty. But I do like Oakland in this one. I still think Oakland's going to be semi-competitive this year. So this is a Oakland team that
fun team.
This is a fun team. Definitely a fun team. It's not what the Oakland fans have expected at all. And this is 100% an Oakland team that I want to keep backing. Give me the Oakland Athletics plus 141 on the money line.
Yeah, this is just a case with the Oakland A's that we're finally seeing the prospects from trades past come up and actually look decent.
Yes, I agree. That's big.
Yeah, especially I think the biggest one that we've seen so far. He was part of the Matt Olson's trade. Shea Langoliers.
Oh, him too. Well, I was going to say Mason Miller is a big guy that's in the bullpen now. That's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
he's got like a negative 1.16 FIP or whatever. Like
it's insane. His numbers are insane. He's caught the baseball world by surprise.
Mm-hmm. Mariners, no. A's, yes. Some great stats for straight. Mariners, Giants, Angels all got blown out in a getaway day. All right. No, I don't do a getaway day like that. Nerfy for me and lean Seattle. Woo! Mariners moneyline parlay piece. I could see it as keeping it close. No, I like the Oakland Athletics. Over, I could see an over. The Magician, Blackburn, maybe a stay off for me. Fair. Final game of the day, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Cincinnati Reds and the San Francisco Giants. Line open up with the Giants as 150 favorites. It's down to a 137. Line open up at a 7.5 minus 125. It's now a 7 at minus 105. So we have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards these Reds in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have 78% of the tickets, 74% of the cash on the over, the line moving towards the under. And then we have 16% of the tickets and 68% of the cash coming in on the Cincinnati Reds. They look as sharp as hell in this game, with the line moving towards them, drawing my attention towards them. Andrew Abbott versus Logan Webb. And I'm also interested in this under. I think the pitching matchup, I'm a little bit more interested in the under than I am with the Reds. Now looking at it a little bit deeper. Abbott, 3.25 ERA, 1.08 whip. He's been decent. 8.78 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%. 2.28 walks per nine, a 239 BABIP, a 4.77 FIP, and a 3.79 SIERA. On the flip side, Logan Webb, 2.73 ERA, 1.25 whip, 6.98 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%. 2.43 walks per nine, a 3.08 BABIP, a 2.94 FIP, and a 3.11 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards these Giants, and the hitting edge goes towards the Giants as well. 92 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 70, which is 29th. This is just a bad hitting matchup. Good pitch, two teams that are not hitting well versus two pitchers that I do trust. With the markets moving towards the under, with the public on the over, this is just a plain and simple under for me. And I'm getting 4 at minus 135 over on ESPN Bet. Everywhere else is offering a 3.5. I like that push opportunity if it's 2-2, and I'll lay a little bit of juice with that. So I'm going to take this first 5 under 4 over on ESPN Bet at minus 135.
Man, I would say I wish we kind of added the Cincinnati Reds to the fade every day list.
Right?
Because they have been ugly. Now they're not bottom of the barrel with Miami. They're down 6.61 units in terms of 16-21 record. But this has been a Reds team that's been really rough. It is San Fran or nothing. It's going to be nothing for me in this game. I really just do not. I don't want to get involved. I just can't back the Cincinnati Reds, who have lost 8 in a row. So
no chance.
Not a chance. But I'm going to pass to end the card. Is that raspberry ice? It's black cherry. Favorite play right here. Giants money line. Love the Gigantes with Webb. It'd have to be Giants or nothing for me. So there you go. Giants first 5 under and Giants money line. Okay. That is all of the games for today. So we'll go ahead and kind of close out the show and everything. Before we do that, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All those are linked down below.
One other link down below that we just started with as well. If you guys are looking for new sports books and you don't know which ones are in your state or your area, and our link down below, if you click on it, you'll see all the sports books available to you in your area. And if you want to help support the channel as well, you sign up for those books. We get some kickbacks as well, and also includes fantasy sports as well. Sites like Underdog or Prize Picks or like Boom and stuff like that. You can also sign up for those as well. So if you guys are looking for new sports books, don't know what sports books are available, or if you're looking for fantasy books, fantasy sports as well, and you don't know which ones are available in your area, click the link down below. It'll show you there as well.
There you go. And then if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, it's there as well. Giants in a parlay with the Phillies. Sure. Reds had a tough schedule. Yes, I still think the Reds are overrated. Wanted to jump on A's first 5 with you guys last night, but Wu owns them in his previous 2 starts. Yes, his first game back, but he could still.
This is also a different A's team.
This is a different A's team. Make it 9 in a row. Ride or die. Nuggets tonight. Let's get it. I'm on the over. Recap for today. For me in NHL, which I didn't bet any of it, but I lean Boston. I lean Vancouver. I have not been betting NHL, and that's fine. And then I like the over in the Nuggets game. I passed on the Pacers game. And then for the MLB, I like the under in Pittsburgh. I like the Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles. I like the under in the Mets games. Philly, run line. Boston, run line. Cleveland, run line. I like Milwaukee. I like Kansas City and Oakland. Nick?
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and bet this now because I was going to bet this a little bit later, but I'll just bet it now so I can give it out. In the NHL, we'll start there. I'm on the Florida Panthers minus 125, and I also just got the Edmonton Oilers at minus 125 as well. In the NBA, I'm on the Pacers first half minus 4.5, full game minus 7. I'm also on the Denver Nuggets plus 155. You can leave your points at the door because either they're going to win outright or they're going to get blown out. In the MLB, Chicago Cubs first 5 money line plus 120, bet 365. By the way, Florida Panthers on bet 365. And the Oilers at Bet365 as well. Pacers first half on FanDuel, full game on Bet365. Denver Nuggets full game money line at Bet365. Arizona Diamondbacks first 5 ESPN bet even money. Minnesota Twins even money full game ESPN bet. Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 plus 105 Fanatics. Philadelphia minus 1.5. minus 110, bet MGM. Cleveland Guardians, minus 115, bet 365. Texas, Colorado, first 5 under 5, minus 120, ESPN bet. Oakland Athletics, first 5, money line, plus 135, bet 365. San Diego Padres, full game money line, plus 135, plus 150, my bet 365. And then to close out the card, Cincinnati, San Fran, first 5 under 4, minus 135, over on ESPN bet.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.